Dhruv, tell me about Nurture Farm's involvement with this. What is the idea in partnering with IARI, and what do you do? How will you help in promoting the adoption of this innovation?
Yeah, great question, Vivek. So I think Nurture Farm has come into existence with one single goal, which is helping build farmer resilience. And farmers today are extremely challenged because of smaller land holdings. I think access to farm mechanization is still extremely low, and the shared economy models don't exist. And so, as such, the farmers' ability to make a meaningful livelihood from the small land holdings is fast depleting. The cost of manpower is going up. There are multiple challenges in terms of discovering new knowledge systems of how they can take care of pests, how they can get better soil health, and continue to evolve agriculture to being more sustainable overall and help transition to sustainable practices. So that is our vision in terms of helping farmers reduce their cost of operation and increase the yield and productivity, thereby achieving the goal of doubling farmers' income. Now, to that end, we focused heavily on how do we transition some of these, like Dr. Singh said, very challenging practices and help farmers adopt. And we believe Nurture is positioned really well because we believe that technology is going to drive a lot of this revolution, right? Reaching every farmer's household, every rural household is our ambition. And we are building the digital highway through which we can start guiding and getting those knowledge systems in the hands of farmers. So in this last 18 months, Nurture has already got over 1 million farmers that are on our platform. Uh, in the last 3-4 months, in the early part of this year, we onboarded on a pilot basis 5 lakh acres out of approximately the 5.7 lakh acres that is burnt every year. And I think that number is probably increasing each year. So
Mhm.
our mission was to really identify what are the best technologies available, including some of the farm mechanization opportunities that Dr. Singh mentioned, the rotavator, happy seeder, super seeder. All of these are absolutely essential to driving the right transformation. Now, we definitely identified Pusa decomposer as a great bio soil friendly technology. I think the challenge was that the form it was available in was a capsule form, required 2 weeks of preparation by farmers, and the systems to then disperse it across their fields weren't readily available. And this is where Nurture, because of our fleet of farm mechanization as a part of
What do you
boom
mean when you
sprayers.
say systems to use it or disperse it?
So essentially, once there is a 2 week preparation time, I think, for the capsule form to then prepare the actual enzyme that can be dispersed in the field, right? So typically, farmers would be using some sort of a pipe to then go spray across field, which may or may not be suitable over large areas, right? For a small farm, it's still okay, 1 to 2 acres, but beyond that, it starts becoming challenging. This is where we identified a real need where farm mechanization through boom sprayers could actually disperse and spray this with good efficacy across larger areas in a more time efficient manner. Time is our enemy here, as Dr. Singh rightly said, right? We have a very limited window between the two seasons. And unless we give adequate amount of time for the decomposition to happen, farmers won't see the benefit of this. So what we actually did was with another sister concern within the UPL umbrella, NPP, which work on biosolutions. We actually looked at how we can sort of transform the core Pusa technology to a more sprayable powder form, which is what we've done. And now this is in the form that is easily water soluble and ready to deploy at scale. So what we've done over the last essentially 1 year that we've been working closely with IRI is we've taken that technology, got their scientists and our scientists working together to get this into a form that it can be scaled and deployed in a short amount of time. The second thing we've done is we've applied gig economy for the first time in rural India. We introduced gig economy for the first time, where we got people from these very villages, trained them on the idea of crop residue management and what needs to happen. We created employment for them in a gig economy mode, where they went and onboarded farmers from those villages onto our digital platform. The beauty of this is that now we have tens of thousands of farmers, over 25,000 farmers signed up for this on a pilot scale, where we know exactly where their farms are, we know the acreage, we know the variety that they've sown, and we know the approximate harvest date and time. Now, with this information, we are in a much better position to orchestrate this entire operation, and it will be a complete military-like operation, as you can imagine, where we will be positioning these boom sprayers with all of the Pusa decomposer product that has to go in, the enzyme that has to go in the right clusters at the right time, following the harvest cycle. And
Dhruv, so
so
who pays for
it's
it? So does the farmer have to fork out the money, or is it something that you don't charge the farmer for?
So we are not charging the farmer anything for this. This is an absolutely free service. And obviously
Mhm.
the next logical question you would ask is, why is it free, right? And is it sustainable?
Okay.
And we
What's in
believe
it for
that
you? Yeah.
what's in it for us? Absolutely, right? And we are not doing this purely out of charity. I'll be absolutely honest, right? We are doing this to make this a sustainable and a successful transition to sustainable agricultural practices, right? Somebody has to take the first step. Somebody has to put faith and trust forward. And Nurture is choosing to do that, because we believe when farmers see the benefit of this, when they get lauded and applauded for doing the right thing, uh, because they have the right partners and the right knowledge systems and the right technologies in their hand, they will be incentivized to take on further additional sustainable practices. So what we are doing is, now that we have farmers on board, we are also introducing further sustainable practices such as AWD and DSR. Now, these will help further reduce greenhouse gas emission. They will further help reduce the consumption of water to grow rice. And all of these will unlock value in the value chain for farmers and for us. And we are also deeply focused on creating a new green label of sustainably grown crops. We believe that if we can start measuring and start providing traceability to every acre of rice or any crop which is sustainably grown, the world is ready for it. The world will be willing to pay that extra 1 or 2 rupees a kilo, which probably only translates to 5 paisa per meal for you and me. So when we start thinking about it and start connecting every individual to every farm, and this is only possible through digital technologies, we believe change is very much possible, and all of the stars are aligned for us to start driving that change. But yes, most definitely somebody has to take the first move and make that first investment of faith and trust.
Right.